Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for our weekly 15-minute tooltip session. My name is Martin, and I work in customer success here at Crowdmark. Now, every Tuesday, we highlight a unique Crowdmark feature to help you maximize your workflows. And in today's session, we'll be taking a look at the new and improved Exam Matcher. So this helps you take attendance as well as matches booklets to students within an in-person setting. So what exactly is Exam Matcher? Well, Exam Matcher allows you to take attendance and match students to their administered assessment booklets using any mobile device that has one, a camera, and two, internet access. So for example, this can be any smartphone or tablet. If you have a team of proctors, you can generate a unique sign-in token directly on CrowdMark for each team member. And using these tokens, you can actually have your team members sign in and conveniently match the booklets to your students using a smartphone device with internet access. So in terms of what we'll be covering today, we'll talk about the benefits of using Exam Matcher, the requirements for using Exam Matcher, how to generate and troubleshoot tokens, as well as how to match students. We do also have some videos here that'll help walk you through the process, which can help clarify any steps. Now, what are the benefits to using Exam Matcher? Well, first, we have academic integrity. So with Exam Matcher, we can verify that the student writing the exam is actually the student in the course. And we can also account for all of the booklets in the room by going from student to student. Secondly, Exam Matcher allows for easier administration. So by matching each booklet to each student during the exam, you can skip the auto matching or manually matching step required later on in the administered workflow in CrowdMark. So in regards to our goals for today's session, we'll review how to generate tokens as an instructor or facilitator. And then we'll also take a look at how to use Exam Matcher to take attendance and match students to booklets as a team member or proctor. So in order to use Exam Matcher, you'll be required to have a mobile device, such as a phone or tablet with access to a web browser. So you will need internet and a camera. As a team member or proctor, you'll also need the generated tokens required to begin matching for a particular exam session, which will be provided by an instructor or facilitator through CrowdMark. Now, something important to note is that our previous iOS and Android Exam Matcher apps have been deprecated, so they are no longer being supported by CrowdMark. So anyone who would like to use Exam Matcher moving forward will need to access it via this following link. So app.crowdmark.com/exammatcher/sign-in. If you're an instructor or a facilitator, you can begin the Exam Matcher process by generating the tokens for your team of proctors using the following instructions here. The first thing you'll want to do is click Generate a Single-Use Token from your administered assessment settings page. You'll then see a unique 7-character token appear, which you can then share with your team. Now, each team member will require their own 7-character token, so you can generate several tokens at once for each team member by repeatedly clicking the button. After the unique tokens have been generated, you can share them with your team so that they can sign into Exam Matcher during the day of the exam. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video here on the right-hand side that walks us through that process. So in CrowdMark, you'll want to click into the administered assessment and then go into assessment settings. You're going to scroll down to Exam Matcher, click Generate a Single-Use Token. Now we do provide a link for easy access to the Exam Matcher web app there. Here is where you'll want to generate each token and then copy and paste them to your proctors. And then alternatively, you can also review a list of all the tokens that you have generated as well by clicking Show History. So here we have all of the tokens that we've previously generated. So next, you would simply provide each proctor with a token, and then on the day of the exam, they can use that token to log into the web app. Now, something to note is that if you do have multiple versions or sections of an assessment, you will need to generate unique tokens for each individual CrowdMark assessment. Now, some notes about tokens. A CrowdMark account isn't required to use Exam Matcher, so any individual with that unique token can sign in and start matching students to their booklets. Each token can only be used once, so once it has been used, you will need to generate a new token. This means that if you do exit Exam Matcher, you will need to enter a new token to sign in, and that a single token cannot be used by multiple individuals. Tokens do expire after 3 days to preserve the security of the exam day logins. And only instructors and facilitators have the ability to generate these tokens. So when it comes to troubleshooting token errors, if you do see the error, this token is invalid or has already been used, it can be caused by the following reasons. So one, the token could have been claimed already. So if you could see if a token has been claimed already from the settings page of your administered assessment. It's also possible that you may have misspelled the token. The token may have been used from a different exam, or it may be caused by a poor internet connection. So once a good connection is established, we recommend trying the token again. So if you are a proctor, your instructor will share a web link and a unique token to sign in. So you'll want to sign into that link by entering in your name, room number, and token provided by your instructor or facilitator, which will then allow you to proceed to match a student using the information on their ID card or assessment. And so after you identify the student by their ID card, you can search for them by their name, student ID number, or email. Next, you would tap scan QR and then scan the QR code on their assessment to match the student to their booklet. So again, we have a video here on the right-hand side, which will walk us through those steps. So here the proctor has opened up the web app. They're going to enter in their name, room number, and token. So they've gone ahead and signed in. And once they're ready to start matching, they can search for the student in the search bar on top based on their student ID card. And then they can go ahead and scan the QR code of their booklet. So now attendance has been taken for that student and they've been successfully matched to their booklet. And then once that is done, they can repeat the steps for the remaining students. Exam Matcher also supports matching for group assessments. So this means that you can match multiple students to a single booklet. So again, you would simply search and select the student by entering their name, email, or ID number. You would scan the QR code on the student's exam booklet. So if multiple students must be matched to this individual booklet, you would immediately search for the next student and then scan the same QR code again to match multiple students to that single booklet. And so you would repeat the step for each student in that group. So that concludes our short tooltip session today on our exam matcher app. Does anyone have any questions or comments? If so, feel free to type your questions into the chat and I'll be sure to address them. Again, if you do have time to fill out the survey sent in the chat, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, if you do ever run into any future issues or have questions after today's session, feel free to email us at support@crowdmark.com with a detailed description of the problem, screenshots or videos as well, if possible, and a link to the assessment in question.